I told you today that every future dream you have ever had was a lie? Shocking, right? Would you believe me? What are dreams? Dreams are future desires, aspirations, ambitions, plans that we have. And oftentimes our dreams are shaped by inspirations, or even role models, or desires, or passions that we have shape our dream. From little success milestones to huge ones. Milestones like scoring an A in math, writing an essay, convening a TED talk, getting a visa, winning a proposal. The list is endless. To even becoming the president of Nigeria. We have various dreams, goals, aspirations. For me right here, I have a little health milestone, very little, that requires me to take water often. And with that, I have a plan to drink this glass of water here. I am going to drink this glass of water. But let's proceed. There's one thing that is a stumbling block to every single dream that we have. And the one thing that activates every single dream is what I will call the principle of action, or the act of implementation. We can also call it the discipline of execution. Implementation can be defined as an action that has to happen for a process or dream to take place, or an action that has to happen for a preliminary thinking to finally occur. So that means it's a doing verb, and that must happen. And we've seen that we have various dreams. Let me take us on a little story. But before my story, what this means, if I infer, is that without implementation, every dream that we have that has not been backed up by an active plan is already a failure. So borrowing from Mahatma Gandhi, who says that the future is determined by what we do in the present. So that means all our future goals is determined by the choices we make and the decisions we take. You see, my dears, your future can never, ever be unleashed if your dreams end up in the little notes you have today, the words that you have written, all the lessons, all the knowledge that you have. If it ends up there, you can never unleash your future. If it ends up in the 1 million videos that you have saved in your phones of ideas that you have, or dreams, or plans that you will execute, ends up in so many pictures that we have all screen munched and said we will do this and this is the idea, or it ends up in the thoughts that clouds our head, or in the conversations we have, or intentions. If it ends up there, that's where it ends. For every dream, there must be a follow-up action. I'll tell you a short story. In 2008, we may be familiar with the story. Two friends were in a tech conference in Paris called Low Web. Now, one evening after this conference, they found themselves outside in a cold winter night, and they were unable to find a ride home. Now, in that frustration, they thought to themselves, you see, what if you can just sit down and order a ride from your phone? That was an idea. And that was it. After the conference, they all went back to their various destinations and bases. These two friends were Travis Kalanick and Geralt Camp. Now, when they went back, one of them, Geralt Camp, he was so fixated on this dream and idea that he didn't just stop there. He decided to do something. What did he do? He searched and went and bought a domain name called ubercab.com. Remember, there were two friends, both have dreams. Beautiful dream. Now, Travis went back. He probably was still pondering on this beautiful idea. I mean, he may have just given it a thought and that was it. However, Gerald put something to action. He didn't just stop there. In 2009, he followed it up with a prototype. of an official site for ubercab.com. And then he developed this prototype even more with some of his friends. And in the same 2009, he persuaded Travis to come on board with them. Enter ubercab.com. In 2010, they made the name just uber.com. It started with just 3 cars. And today, we have uber.com as one of the greatest things that has ever transformed logistics in the history of mankind, just by implementation. Compare 2 friends, the same dream, desire, one took action, the other thought a little bit more about it. Which one are you? Which one? Imagine if Garrett didn't take that bold step. Just imagine. And so, there are so many instances that way. Oftentimes I sit and wonder and say, what if God rested on the 3rd day instead of the 7th? Have we ever thought about that? Just what if? Now, there are certain factors that happen to us and just make us be non-implementative. Every single human being is prone to that. Every single human being. And these factors vary a lot. I'll tell you another quick summary of myself. In 1996, I was a very creative, sharp-witted young girl in SS1. And I write journals, I write stories, I would even draw on them. And guess what? For the so many publication offers I received, I just kept on saying, I will. I don't think it's time. Maybe when I'm old enough. And this I continue to do until today. And today I have over 20 handwritten manuscripts of beautiful kid stories and beautiful journals with drawings that never was known to the world. Because I didn't take a leap of action. I'll tell you another side of this. Just recently, my life today as part of what I do, amongst other things, is to help people implement their event plans. That's just part of what I do. If I told you that where you're sitting today took 3 hours to set up, would you believe me? It took us 3 good hours to get this place ready. Because I took an action. And of course, so many actions of the wonderful people that were behind the scenes, this beautiful production. However, on Wednesday leading to this event, I thought to myself, you know what? Ordinarily, we should be setting up on Wednesday today. Should I give the manager a call or should I ponder? The thought of lingering, I will do it later. It's important, but let me see if they are printing this or printing that. Let me call for other things. But then that thought kept lingering. Call the manager. I said, this was booked. Everything should be okay. They are aware we're having an event. Cut the long story short, I applied one of the solutions I will introduce to you today, but let me not reveal it now. I made that call. And guess what? We discovered that there was an event on Thursday, the eve of our event today, and it was a night event, and it was going to end by 5 a.m. Now, that one discovery was bettered because I refused to listen to the voices of always the voices we're used to that keep telling us there's enough time. You can always make that call. You can always imagine if I didn't call the manager. And then we swung into what we called damage control, plan Bs, implementations. I can never thank the wonderful team behind this event enough. The way they swung into action, we had to move the speaker rehearsals to school. We had to do a lot of things because we couldn't take advantage of this space. That, my dears, was an example of what implementation can birth. Action. Now, because what would have happened is that this beautiful TEDx dream would have been so disorganized that I don't even know how the convener would feel or how you would feel. And so today, I did not come to speak to you about the problems that we have or dwell on the problem. I came to bring you into remembrance of the solution. Now, I did say when I started that one of my little milestones was to drink more water. And I said I would drink this water, but I know that I will get to this water. I'll still drink it. But let's proceed. I have to wrap up. Won't I? I should wrap up. Let's talk about the solution. Some of us are born disciplined. Like they say, some are born great. Some achieve greatness. And some have greatness trusted upon them. Some of us are just born disciplined. But I tell you that even the most disciplined person, unless it's God, is prone to non-implementation at some point. Factors that make us fall into non-implementation is the age-old proverbial enemy we call procrastination. Well, I call that guy a friend because we decided to make this guy a friend. I mean, I don't even know why I call him a guy. But it is that feeling of thinking there's always time. Or switching projects or tasks for another. Not necessarily doing nothing. Something fills up the time. Like me now, giving a TED talk, knowing I have water to drink. But I'll get to that water later. I mean, it's not that important right now. To even not just procrastination, it could be not being motivated enough. That is a factor that makes us put off things for later or not take action. Or it could be the fear of failure. The fear of failure. And you keep putting it out. And it could be that deceptive thought that I do not even know where it came from, that fills us and makes us feel that we work better under pressure. I mean, we know those Ificos that hardly read, and during exams, they cramp it all up, and annoyingly still make an A. Can we all relate? Damn, I hate those people. I mean, their brain has told them that they work better under pressure. But this is a series of unhealthy habits of non-implementation that will make you crash at a point when you think you're strong, but you're not. Another thing that makes us numb is when we pack up so much that we become overwhelmed. And you don't even know what to implement and what not to implement. Enter the solution. Do I have a solution? I call it the art of audit. Audit. It is just that intentional process carried out in a thing to ensure accuracy and compliance. The process of audit cannot happen unless there's accountability. So auditing makes you accountable. Enter my auditor.
Excuse me, Auntie, you said you were going to drink the water.
But I can drink it later after my talk.
But you said a few minutes ago that you were going to still drink the water.
I did say that. Okay. Cheers. Oops. Sorry about that. Now, that for me is a realistic solution. So every single one of, please don't look at my chest, focus on my face. So every single one of us in this room that feel we are so disciplined or we can do this, you see, God created us as dependable beings. No man is an island. Everybody needs somebody. The process and principle of audit is the realistic solution to non-implementation. And that's what we call having accountability partners, either in form of family, friend, mentor, auntie, whoever. Your accountability can be the supreme being. We do know that God audits us. And God also audits us to human beings. No matter how strong you think you are. If you leave this room today, hearing all these beautiful, inspirational stories, innovative ideas, we heard Chichachike, I mean, it was explosive, and have no active implementation plan, you have just wasted your time and your resources. So I'm going to challenge, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. We also have the self-audit. Now, for you to actively be successful at this solution, you first of all have to start with self-audit. And you will start today by first of all looking within after today now to find out what are the distractions that are affecting me from implementing, and curb it. You don't curb it in your head, you curb it by putting it down. After today, we may all have to refocus or reshape our dreams and plans and inspirations. Feel free to do that. You can further break it down into your daily to-dos. You should also further put down the consequences of your non-compliance. Without speaking too much English, what is the worst case scenario that will happen if you don't do it? Put it down. Establish a reward system for the little ones you succeeded. Put deadlines to things. Whatever you're doing, this thing you're putting down can never be in a notebook. You must put it in the most visible area in your home, or in your office, where you would see it every morning. And guess what? It is a total nonsense if you do not have someone to audit you on them with a deadline. And you know that the auditor is also not a superhuman. So there must be an auditor that audits the auditor. And so this is a process and a chain process that would let us know that we are all dependable beings and we all need a community. We all need each other to be able to succeed. And so I urge you today to rise with me on your feet, please. Literally, you've been sitting all day. And just repeat after me. The future is determined. You have to pledge. Pledge, literally, your hands. The future is determined by what we do